Well, if you can believe it, today marks 10 months since the first confirmed case of COVID-19 in New York City. And as we're kicking off the new year, Mayor de Blasio is stepping up the city's fight against the virus. The mayor has an ambitious New Year's resolution. He wants to vaccinate 1 million people in the city by the end of this month. And he's vowing to make sure that wealthy New Yorkers don't jump the line. The city's also ramping up testing. Tomorrow, new mobile rapid testing sites will open in the hardest hit communities. Let's get out to News 4's Andrew Siff live in Long Island City. Hi, Andrew.
Hi, Natalie. Definitely an alarming number out of the city today. Over 9% positivity on the 7-day COVID average. More on that in just a moment. But the city's strategy of combating that problem is really twofold. As you indicated, speeding up administering the vaccine and also ramped up COVID testing. At the Castle Hill houses in the Bronx, retired postal worker Debbie Campbell is happy to hear that rapid COVID testing is coming to her neighborhood tomorrow.
I think that would be beneficial to the community. There's nothing in our neighborhood, and we have a lot of seniors in this neighborhood that can't travel but so far. This
neighborhood has experienced a steady rise in COVID positivity, and so has the city as a whole. According to New York State data, 5.85% of those tested are COVID positive. The city health department's data much higher, an alarming 9.41%. In a one-on-one interview this week, I asked the mayor why the discrepancy.
Doesn't it make little sense to New Yorkers that even today the state and the city have different numbers for measuring COVID positivity, for example?
New York City Health Department has done a great job in this crisis. They are very stringent in the way they keep data. It often portrays the reality in a rigorous light that is cautionary.
But the mayor says the way forward isn't only more testing for a better sense of who has the virus, but aggressive expansion of vaccination.
I want to be very clear about this. I've set my goal, 1 million vaccinations in January.
To do that, the health department is planning to use school gymnasiums as vaccination centers beginning this month.
From hospitals to community health centers to urgent care clinics, totaling at least 250 sites across the 5 boroughs.
I would take the vaccine.
For Debbie Campbell, hearing about the city's 1 million doses plan is an inspiring way to start the new year, where a healthy dose of patience is still required.
We all know that we have to wait our turn. You know, the essential people are first, and it's a matter of logistics.
It's the state that dictates the pace of the vaccine distribution. We expect to get an update on who gets it next on Monday. We're live in Long Island City. Andrew Siff, News 4 New York.
All right, Andrew, thanks for the latest there. I want to get to some NFL news where another Giants coach has tested positive for COVID-19. The team announced that offensive line coach Dave DeGuglielmo tested positive and was immediately isolated. The 52-year-old will miss Sunday's must-win game against the Cowboys. 2 unidentified potential close contacts are also in isolation, but head coach Joe Judge said that the close contacts are not players. The team is following its normal practice and meeting schedule today. Well, athletes in New Jersey will be able to get off the sidelines tomorrow. Indoor sports at youth, high school, and adult recreational levels will be allowed to restart. But Governor Murphy warned that he is reserving the right to reevaluate that decision if there are increases in the spread of COVID.
We know that sports are important for both the physical and mental wellness of our youth and our other residents. We will continue to closely watch the outbreak data and reserve the right to pull this back if we must.
Now, interstate sports at those levels will still be off limits for at least another month. Well, on Capitol Hill, the Senate is back in session and just voted to override President Trump's veto of the National Defense Authorization Act. The president vetoed the annual military spending bill because it allows military bases honoring Confederate figures to be renamed and does not reform liability protections for social media companies. Now, as expected, they also rejected a vote on the House bill that would increase the second round of COVID relief payments from $600 to $2,000.
A huge chunk would essentially be socialism for rich people, money flowing to households earning well into 6 figures.
What a terrifying thought that struggling Americans would get some money to feed their families.
Now, $600 stimulus checks are already being sent out to Americans. Right now, though, it's unclear if checks for $2,000 will ever be approved. The Senate goes on break again this weekend.